Big Cal, and welcome to my world. Today, another recent video games pickups video. As I've said, in recent months I've been trying to do more themed pickups videos. So it might be based on just Nintendo games, buying them from a particular store, or something else like that. This one though is a little bit different in that it's just a mishmash of stuff. Because they didn't all really fit into any particular category. Certainly not for the ones that I have planned already, that I've got stuff. I can see over there some piles of things. They don't really fit into that, and I didn't want to keep them just sat waiting, hoping that I would buy some stuff in the future that they would connect to. So, just a mishmash of stuff. And at the end, a very special bonus, a Holy Grail pickup. Yes. A personal Holy Grail pickup anyway. It's not like I got some like £10,000 game and showing it off. Oh no. So don't expect that, but it is something that I've been after for some time. Anyway, let's get started. Firstly with Lego Super Mario! Woohoo! So this was free on my Nintendo. You just I think paid like some what do you call it? Platinum points. You send off for it and they post it. And yeah, it's a keyring for Lego Mario. Everyone I think thought when they were ordering it there was going to be a little Lego figure of Mario and a keyring, because that would have made sense. They do lots of those keyrings. Nope, it's a just a metal keyring with an image of Lego Mario. Yeah, it's nice enough. Yeah, it's sort of like, I think this is the full size as how big the actual Lego Mario figure is. Yep, it's metal. You know, there it is. Yeah, so it's cool enough. I'm fine with it. Like I said, it was free, but come on, back into your little wrapping, you. Let's get him back in the little paper house. Yeah, and back into a little packet. There it is. There we go. I also picked up some 1-up cards. Yep, these are fantastic for cleaning cartridges, obviously. See, as you can see, you get 3 in a pack. I'm using one at the moment, and basically, there it is. You got one end here for fluid, one for dry. So you put your cleaning liquid on there, and just an example here with a cartridge. Yep, just put it in like that. Clean, and then use the dry end to dry it off the same way. And yeah, it's very, very good for cleaning cartridges. So very happy with those. I've had them before, except the one I had was utterly filthy and had to be thrown away. So I've got some nice fresh new ones now. Right, so I've been thinking of doing this for quite a while now, and I had sort of started doing something with it a couple of years ago. I put a whole bunch of my PlayStation 2 games, I ripped them from on my PC into ISO files or whatever format it wanted me to do it in, and I put them onto a USB drive to play on my PlayStation 2 using the FreeMC boot memory card adaptery thing that basically runs as soft mod. And it worked, but running them from USB 1 on a USB drive, kind of crappy. So it's like, okay, I'm going to finally look into modding my console with a hard drive. Yeah, so in order to do that, you either have to get a very old IDE compatible hard drive, which easy enough to find online second hand, very cheap. But you obviously then need special connectors to hook it up to computers these days, because everything's SATA. That's a pain in the ass. However, there are third-party adapters that allow you to put in a SATA hard drive. And this is what it is. Yeah, from Kaiko. Yeah, they do quite a lot of stuff like this. They're very good at it. And basically, it's the network adapter sort of thing that you would normally put in the back of the console, except there's no network adapter on this. There is a version with a network adapter, but yeah. Basically, it's an adapter that your hard drive pops into it, and then you can plug it into the PlayStation 2. So your SATA hard drive goes into the adapter, and the adapter has the IDE connector that goes into the PlayStation 2. And then once you've got softmod up and running, you can run games off that hard drive. And with it being a SATA hard drive, I've got a hot swap drive bay here. Just put in SATA hard drives, just go in, simple as that, put it in, update the hard drive with any new games that I get, take it out, plug it back into the PlayStation 2. I can play games off the hard drive. So I ripped 160 PS2 games basically from disk on my computer, ripped them into the file format that it wanted me to do it in. There's special programs and things like that, look up if you're interested. Ripped them all onto the hard drive, and yeah, I can now play all of my collection without needing discs. Just use the hard drive, a lot better, things load up a bit faster and things like that. I can also run things in NTSC mode, I believe. Yeah, get better quality and whatnot from them. It's just all around a much better option. The only problem is, when this arrived, I could not, for the life of me, get it working at all. I bought a new hard drive specifically for it. I think it's just, I don't know if it's a 500 meg or I got a 1 gig, but basically there are websites out there that show a list of compatible drives, and while technically most SATA drives probably will work in it once you format them to the right thing that it needs, yeah, it's probably going to be fine. But just to be extra careful, I looked up this compatibility list, found a hard drive that was 100% compatible, bought that drive. Didn't work. I have a stack of 4 other drives here and another one there. So I went about backing up a couple of the drives and formatting those, testing those out. Nothing, no drive when I would connect it would work. So I contacted the company and they sent me another one out. Plugged it in, worked straight away. So unfortunately, yeah, this is the box with the actual adapter in. I'll show you the adapter because the other one is in my PlayStation 2. Yeah. So unfortunately, this is the broken one. But yeah, that's how it looks. Put the hard drive in there, I believe, and the adapter that plugs into the PlayStation there. So unfortunately this one does not work, but they were very good about it. They sent me a replacement. I got it like 2 days later or something, so that was fantastic. Can't fault them for that. You know, technology, some things just don't work sometimes. So it's not like they're a terrible company and they sell crappy products or anything. Nope. Once they sent me a replacement immediately, got it a couple of days later, it worked instantly. I've had no issues with it so far. It's been fantastic. So I'll just put those over there. And speaking of PlayStation 2, picked up this recently. I've put it obviously on the hard drive, so the footage you are seeing is recorded from playing it on the hard drive, and that is Jaws Unleashed. Sort of has a reputation for being a hideous game. I don't know why, because I've been having a blast with this. I was just going to record 5 minutes of footage for this video. I ended up playing it for about half an hour. Yeah, it's fun. Is it great? No. It's a little bit iffy with how it controls, but you're a big shark going around destroying boats and things, eating people, eating other fish and other sharks, collecting things, finding hidden items under the sea. It's a blast. I did want the original Xbox version just because Xbox versions tend to look and play better. That costs about £40. No thanks. I think I got this for £6. Yeah, big difference there. So I'm very happy with that. Plays well. I've had a blast with what I've played of it. Get the PS2 version just because it's cheap. It's definitely not worth £40 on the Xbox. So just go with the cheaper PS2 version. It's a fun time. Yeah, if you're not going in expecting it to be a masterpiece like the original Jaws film, you'll be fine. Right, some more little odd picks. We've got some Super Nintendo games. I suppose these could have gone on their own little thing, but nah. So firstly we have the Japanese Romancing Saga 3 game. Why do I own this? Because it came in a bundle. Yeah, in my Dragon Quest themed pickups video for Dragon Quest Tober, I finally got Dragon Quest 6 Super Famicom cartridge, because for some reason I didn't own the Super Famicom version of it. Yeah, I don't know why. It was actually cheaper to get it in a bundle with this than it was to get just on its own. So yeah, it's Romancing Saga 3. I think it's a JRPG, I can't remember anymore, but yeah, I can play it, I just don't understand anything that's going on. So yeah, it's not one I wanted to own or anything, it just came in a bundle. So there's that. Another Japanese game now, because it was considerably cheaper than the PAL version of this game, and as far as I've seen so far, you don't need any Japanese to play it, it's all in English, and that is X-Zone. Unfortunately, I couldn't get past just the basic screen because, yeah, it's a Super Scope game. Yeah, I do own a Super Scope. I'm a big fan of the Super Scope. I know a lot of people hate it just because there aren't that many games that were made for it, and a lot of them aren't that good, but I always had fun with it as a kid. But I only ever had the sort of 6-in-1 pack that came with it. So now I've sort of started collecting some of the Super Scope games, this one being one. It was like 20 odd quid or something stupid in English. This costs like £3 Japanese. So yeah, can't get past the start of it though, because you need to press buttons on the actual Super Scope, but it does at least work. So there's that. Something for me to play in the future when I eventually get a nice CRT and can record footage from it. And keeping up with Super Scope games, this one is the PAL version, Yoshi's Safari. It is essentially a first-person railgun shooter with Mario riding on the back of Yoshi. In Mode 7. A very, very odd thing, yes, but yeah, decently fun. Again, I can't exactly play it with because of the Super Scope, but I was at least able, I think, to run a demo or something of it to show it off. I don't think it worked with the controller, I can't remember. I'll have to see actually if either of them work with the mouse, because I do own a Super Nintendo mouse and I would like to play more games with it. But yeah, it's fun, it's for the collection. There we go. Next we have another Japanese Super Nintendo game. And yeah, this is definitely an oddity. I picked it up just because it looked very interesting. And it's from Hudson Soft, and it's a puzzler known as Same Game. And no, it's not a Super Game Boy. Just looks like one. Yeah, so Same Game, it's a very simple, very basic, very kind of boring and crappy puzzler. Basically, you got faces, essentially, characters, and some of them look the same, and if there are two or more together, you double click. You can use the mouse. I was using the gamepad. You double press or double click on one of them, and it will delete them all that are connected, and you have to try and obviously empty the screen. Very dull, very boring, unfortunately. Same Game, more like simple game. Very simple. But what's interesting with this one is that you can buy expansions for it. I think there are only 3, and unfortunately one of them is Mario based and incredibly rare and expensive. The other one I don't actually know what it is, but also rare and expensive. This one though is Bomberman. Yeah, so this is a Bomberman, and it plugs in like that. And now all the faces and characters on screen that you have to match up are Bomberman characters. And that's it. That's the only difference. Yeah, it's just an interesting sort of oddity for the collection, basically. Yeah, one of the dogs is just coming to open my door. Hello, doggies. Hello. Bye-bye, recording a video. Anyway, moving on to the last 2 games, and then the Holy Grail. So, I've been picking up some Dreamcast games as of late. Like I said, I got the one from Doorway to Darkness in the previous pickups video, and this one I picked up in Sex. I got home, didn't work, had to take it back, so I ordered it online on eBay for the same price, so that was fine, and it does work. And it's a game series that I've always really wanted to try out, but for some reason at the time I never did, because I was a Twisted Metal kid. I was not a Vigilante 8 kid, and this is Vigilante 8 Second Offence, the sequel. And obviously it's a vehicular combat game where you choose a different vehicle that's got some weird wacky driver and special weapons, and you choose an area to go in and you have to destroy everybody. It's what you would expect. Only thing is, it is not even remotely close to being as good as Twisted Metal. At least the good Twisted Metal games, which are only half of them, unfortunately. Twisted Metal 2 on the PS1 was the standard bearer for vehicular combat games, and in my opinion has never been matched by any Twisted Metal game in the future, and certainly not by Vigilante 8. The sequel's supposed to be the better of the two, and I wasn't that impressed with it, unfortunately. Yeah, I am going to play some more of it and sort of try and get into it and learn a bit more about it, you know, figure out some more of the controls and just sort of put some time into it and see if I can enjoy it more once I know fully what I'm doing, where to go, what weapons to get, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so, but just at first glance, first little playthrough, yeah, Vigilante 8, you can enjoy it more than, say, Twisted Metal and Twisted Metal 2, but objectively, it is not better in any way. Except maybe visually. That's it. So, sorry Vigilante 8 fans, not off to a good start with playing that. And next is the most expensive Dreamcast game I've ever purchased, a whole £35, which was a lot cheaper than what it normally goes for on eBay. I picked it up on Sex. It was sort of one of those gamble things, which is like, okay, not sure what condition it's going to be in, is it even going to be complete in box, anything like that, don't know, but I'll give it a chance because it's considerably cheaper than eBay and other sites. And it came, and I was pleasantly surprised with it. It's a game I've had on my Dreamcast want list for a while, one of the few games, one of the exclusives. I think it came out on PC as well, but exclusive to console. And that is Super Magnetic Neo. And it is a very interesting 3D platformer. I've got obviously sort of like magnets and things, sort of play a part in it with like jumping in the air, then you use magnetic powers to dive across to something that, you know, a magnet in the air or whatever, or a bit of metal, and kind of like a rail system and things. You collect stuff. There are different magnetic forces that you can use to defeat enemies. It's an interesting concept, and it kind of reminds me of Crash Bandicoot, the corridors, and you're going forward and jumping over holes and things, but it doesn't play like Crash Bandicoot really. What interested me the most when I put it in was the story. I have no idea what is happening at all. It is perhaps the most insane, wacky and weird intro to a video game ever. It's baffling. So yeah, but I'm happy to finally add it to the collection. It's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. I wasn't expecting a 3D platforming masterpiece, but yeah, at the moment it didn't play as well as I was wanting it to. But again, it's one of those, you know, just have to sort of practice, get used to the controls, because it's on a Dreamcast for starters. I'm not really used to the Dreamcast controller and whatnot, and just, yeah, I have to learn how to play the game first, and then it might get good. For any other reason, I'll play it because I want to find out what the hell's going on with the story. Insane. Right. So those are the basic pickups. Now for a Holy Grail. And remember, this is a personal Holy Grail for me, not some mega rare expensive title that like every collector wants. No, pretty much just me. So at the start of the whole lockdown thing with the COVID-19 pandemic, I started getting into collecting demo discs, mainly PS1. I've got a whole bundle still over here. A video is planned for the future. There is going to be something done with them. But yeah, obviously magazines is what they used to come with. And that got me thinking about some magazines I had as a kid. And there was one particular magazine that I could picture the front cover. I knew the issue number 8. But I could not for the life of me remember the name of the actual magazine. It was like a hints book for PlayStation games. So I asked about it on some Discord channels and whatnot, and Power Station is the magazine. Beautiful. Power Station issue 8. I googled it, yep, there's a picture of it. That's the one I had as a kid. Now, as a kid, I would get magazines and things like that, gaming magazines, but you'd always get in the back of the magazines your little slip that you could fill in. You'd send off money or a postal check or whatever, and you could get one on back order if you missed an issue. And that was something that we never really did, my family, or anything like that. But this particular issue I needed, and thankfully my parents let me get it. As I mentioned rather recently in this video, Vigilante 8 I didn't play because I was a Twisted Metal kid. Twisted Metal 2, the first PlayStation 1 game I ever played. It was the one that came with my system. My favourite PS1 game of all time. And this particular issue with Power Station, issue 8, had Twisted Metal on the cover. And its main guide for that issue was Twisted Metal 2. So I needed it as a kid because I wanted to become the best Twisted Metal 2 player ever. Because I love that game so much, I wanted to know everything about it. So I ordered it, and it was great. You had maps of all the levels, info on all the cars, what all the weapons did, all the secrets, passwords, everything. My cousin wanted to borrow it. I didn't want to lend it him because I knew he would not take care of it. My parents forced me to lend it him. He ruined it. Destroyed it. It was lost forever. Couldn't get it again on back order. That was it. Years went past. I never thought about it until the last couple of years. So I decided, okay, I'm going to buy it. Yeah, easier said than done. Looked up on eBay. Nothing. Tons of Power Station issues. Issue 8. Nowhere to be seen. I joined a retro gaming magazine group on Facebook. People selling magazines and collecting. Nothing. Nobody had it. Then it finally came up. I saw it in a listing. I had a saved search on eBay for Power Station, and I would get emails every day with new listings because people were putting up new ones every day sort of thing, or if they ran out, like 30 days, buy it now. If they don't sell, they would relist. And then there's also like a Power Station magazine about actual power stations. So I was, months went past and I was waiting, nothing was coming up, searching all these different sites, nobody had it, nowhere to be found. There it was. Power Station issue 8, in a bundle with 3 other issues. Mine, I'm getting it. I had to bid on it, okay, bid on it, bid on it, bid on it. It's like, okay, there's 4 issues, I only want the one, but it's a big issue for me, I really need it. £20. £20 was my big bid. Because, Power Station magazines, they go for like £3 each, typically. I ended up going for £35, this bundle. It's like, I'm not paying that. I'm not going to outbid this guy just for essentially one magazine. So that was it. Never saw it again. Another year went by. And then, finally, all on its lonesome, £4, buy it now. Power Station issue 8, Twisted Metal 2. Look at that, and it is in immaculate condition. It is amazing how well kept this was. I actually think I'm going to get one of those magazine cover, comic thing slips that people put them in to seal them up and keep them nice. Not for any particular reason like, seal it up, it might be worth a fortune. No, just to keep it in good condition. Yeah, so I am so very happy. It took me almost 2 bloody years to get it. And in all that time, this was only the second one that ever came up for sale anywhere that I looked. Not just eBay, like I said, Facebook groups. I was on Discord, asking on Twitter and Instagram. I was looking everywhere I could for this. I only ever came up twice on eBay. Once in a bundle that I was outbid on because it went for 35. And then I got lucky with this. Oh, so good. Obviously it has other games and things in there. The Command & Conquer, that's awesome because I'm a big Command & Conquer fan. That's where I first played it on the PlayStation. There's maps there showing you things. Darkstalkers, a fighting game I believe. Yep, lots of things in there. The City of the Lost Children, whatever the bleeding hell that game was. Jet Rider. Yeah. Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain in here. Lots and lots of maps. Yep. And then, of course, Twisted Metal 2 guide. Usually an overview and the advanced attacks and things. Yep, all the different utilities commands, what damage can be done in areas, passwords for each car and level, talking about an overview of all the different vehicles, what they're good at, what they're bad at, what the stats are, and then of course the level maps showing you locations of items and hidden secrets. So good. I mean, I don't need this because I know the game inside and out. I mean, just completely. But yeah, and look, there's the back issues there, and some random girls, Lara Croft. Yeah, back issues there you can order, including or subscribe to the current ones. What do you get for subscribing? Because you used to be able to get a, you can subscribe, magazine only, or you can subscribe and get a game. FIFA 97, Tomb Raider, Destruction Derby 2, Die Hard Trilogy, and Victory Boxing. Yeah, maybe just the magazine. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo in there, tips and hints and things. Crikey. I always used to love reading these as well, seeing what was for sale and things, what people had, all crazy third-party accessories and stuff. Yeah, really fun stuff. Yeah, so this magazine it brings back so many memories because it's the one I had as a kid. Twisted Metal 2, the full guide for that, some other games as well that I enjoy, lots of hints, a bunch of cheats at the back as well for random games. To finally have this issue once again and to not have to lend it to anybody so it doesn't get torn up and ripped apart and ruined. It's all mine. All mine. And that's why it is a Holy Grail pickup for me. It took me 2 years to finally get. So happy. Well, I'm bigcal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.